Big wave from Steve.
Hello.
Greetings, 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 all.
Good morning.
Uh, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Clearly, it's lunchtime wherever Steve is.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Jersey?
What's that?
So you're in New Jersey?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Okay.
it's noon, but I have golf plans at 2 o'clock, so I'm trying to eat before I have to go there.
No problem. No problem. Welcome all, welcome all. So this is the Friday Chief AI Officer call. I'm happy to see everybody here today. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff to go over today. So strap in. There's going to be a lot going on. We're going to wait just another minute or two for people's connections to get connected. I don't know why it seems to take longer. If somebody shows up at a meeting earlier as a host and then you let them in, it seems to take longer for them to connect and join the meeting. I don't know why that is. But all right, we are live. So welcome everybody to the Chief AI Officer Friday Q&A call. My name's Lee Pomerantz. I'm a fellow in the program. If you are joining us for the first time, I would like to welcome you. We're streaming this call. We have calls every day of the week. The Monday call and Friday call is being streamed, live streamed out on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, a couple of other platforms. I'd like to welcome everybody who is joining us for the first time. We continue to have lots of new members joining us, which is wonderful. If you are joining us and you're on the free call today, but you would like to see what else is going on during the week, as I said, we have calls every day of the week. Please join our Chief AI Officer Insider community. I will show you a little bit more about what the insider community is when I get a little further into my agenda here. But basically, it's a great place to be a part of our community. You get to see the recordings of all the calls. You get to attend all the live calls. You get to see the recordings from the 3-day challenge. More about that in a minute. Prompt vault, smart cuts, all kinds of great stuff. So if you're here and you have not joined the Chief AI Officer AI Insider Program, it is free. There's a 14-day free trial. Check it out. See who's hanging out in that community. Come join us because this is where the cool kids are hanging out. This is the cool kids table for sure. So welcome, 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 everybody. The agenda for today's call is pretty similar and pretty identical to what it's been every week. So we're going to talk a little bit about what happened in the Chief AI Officer community this week. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened in the AI community at large outside of ours this week. And the main reason for this call, it's Q&A, Q&A, Q&A. So we are here to support each other as we're on this journey together. We want this call to be interactive. We want to answer questions. So if you have a question about something that you saw content-wise throughout the week, uh, get that question answered here. If you're working on something, if you're playing with a tool, whatever it is that's going on, this is Q&A. This is what we're here for today, is to get those unanswered questions resolved. So raise your hand. You can also just come off mute and interrupt me. I'm not going to be offended by that, but this is the Q&A call. So if you got questions, anybody have any pressing questions right now before I dive forward into all the crazy stuff that was going on this week? Nope. Okay, we'll circle back again. As questions, if things come up during the course of our call, let's hear them. If you've got a question, somebody else has that question also. So don't hesitate to ask. If you're thinking about it, someone else is probably thinking about it, and asking the question can be of benefit and help everybody else that's on the call.
I
All right.
got one. Lee, I got one.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there, sir. Go
It's all
ahead.
right. It's all good, brother. I actually put this in the community too, but I figured I'll ask you while I'm here. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a certified scaling up coach, and I have a scaling up coach community. Vern Harnish, who's the creator of EO and Scaling Up, and God knows author of many books, is looking for a way to keep tabs on all of his books, his blogs, his content, all in like one place and make it searchable. I don't know what the best route is for that. I mean, I can read you what he asked for. Um, he basically said, having and keeping an updated search engine driven AI site where we can easily search all of my books, blog posts, articles, Fortune articles, OPEs, which are open enrichment trainings, highlighting specific segment of a video in the coach toolbox and listing source. There doesn't seem to be an easy way to do this in chat without hallucinating. So he's kind of asking, is there a way that people do that? I know Notion does some kind of cataloging, but I don't know it well enough to speak to it.
There are a couple of different ways to approach this. There are some apps. Basically, Vern wants to create Vern World in a virtual environment where all of the content that he produces can be accessible and searchable. Is that
Yep.
the basic premise?
Basically it. Yes, sir.
So not so much um, a Vern bot, which would be something that you interact with to ask specific questions, but more, I've got a question on this topic. You put the topic in, and it's going to surface everything that has been generated about that particular topic, so that you can go in and watch I'm sorry, go in and consume that content. Correct?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so there are apps that do, mass indexing of content. Notion's one of them. Um, there's another one that's not coming to the top of my brain right now, but does anybody else have any other experiences in doing something like this, or a
Hey,
suggestion that could help Steve out?
Lee, do you remember that search engine that
So
Segovia is using?
Arc?
Yeah, Arc. There you go. So
Yeah.
you can save everything off into the left column. He can do all, kind of save, I guess, his own history
Yeah, that's
of
a
things.
That's a web browser more than anything else.
yeah, it's
Um,
a
I've
it's a It's yeah, it's a
I've
web browser replacement for like Chrome and Firefox and those kind of things, Andrew. And it does do that organization and cataloging and kind of things on your desktop, but it's not something that would be shareable. So for people
you
that
could
aren't sitting at your desktop, I'm not sure that that would be a solution.
you
Uh,
could
I've
use Arc to search all the stuff you published, and then you could copy and paste that into ChatGPT, and you could ask it to organize it in that table thingy that they did.
Oh, you've not
So
met Burn Harnish, I see.
If I Let me jump in. I think to contextualize this, Vern Harnish is a multi-best-selling author, and so if we just take this from the framing, forget about who Vern is if you do or do not know him. Say you are a 10 times over best-selling author, you've been killing it for years, and now you've got a massive library and a body of work, and you want to make that accessible to all the people that are downstream in your community, whether they're paid or they're free, or the behind the paywall, et cetera. And not just, as we said, it's not just a chat that you want to have that's like, here's the body of work, because you could go build, like, layer one would look like a custom GPT, right, or something along those lines. And if you wanted it paywall, you throw a pickaxe in there, and you could have people that are able to, even if you just give them a coupon if they're already like enrolled in another program, and now they can interact with all the documents and material. But what you're trying to do is beyond a custom GPT, where you're actually saying, I want to be able to pull up a source and have it reference, module 2 or this video or chapter 12 of this, and link deep into that knowledge base or that library of content. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think some of it's for his own edification as well as he wants to be able to help the
so
coaches out too.
Well, so
Yes,
but just to clarify, it's not, this is not about him wanting to do it, that he has a search to his own content library. It's about serving the customer, and any one of the hundreds of coaches could be able
Well,
to use this tool. Is that right?
as I put into the public chat, I know it's a priority for you and for me. I want it. I just want one intelligent search bar for everything scaling up. So yeah, it's going to be for everybody.
For everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I don't know, like, I don't know that Coach Vox could necessarily be the answer here, because I think Coach Vox is more of a tool for, like, it's a chat that interacts with your content. You can upload things, but that would be something to consider. If the requirement is that you need to make sure that like, think about the way Perplexity works. All the information has a citation that's next to it. And I was actually, after Chris Lannon's call last night, I was playing around with some custom GPTs, and I was actually trying to get this very thing to happen. I built, uploaded 16 documents into a custom GPT that I just was fiddling around with. And I was trying to get the prompting to work. So I could say, every time you reference a source, like, give me the name of the file that was being referenced, right? So it would say, this is the PDF, or this is the docx or file, or here's the link to the Google, etc. And I was like, I couldn't get that prompting to be consistent enough with its output, but that becomes the basic starting point of what you want, is that it'll actually link out to the relevant source material. I don't know of a off-the-shelf version of a service that's going to do this, but I feel like this is not an unsolvable problem if you just start digging in a little bit.
Yeah.
Steve, alternatively, look into Delphi AI. So what it does is, you can upload all your knowledge from your videos, courses, trainings, materials, your article, blogs, and all those things. And basically, you clone yourself as a coach. So if someone is asking question or making a call and asking a specific question about what you have to offer, the system will reference your material and answer them in your own voice.
Oh, cool. Delphi. There they are.
DelphiAI.ai.
yeah,
Cool.
and,
Thanks.
I've got
and
another tool
Delphi's
for
been
that.
doing this. Delphi's been doing this for years.
Right.
And they have an enterprise paid system that a lot of libraries use to categorize everything. But yeah, I was going to
I'll
say
check it
was that you could do the search on everything. You could build it in a table, and then I think you say that Rajka beat me to the punch, and then you could go out to Delphi and load it in there.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Mike has something to add. Go ahead, Mike. No, is a question. He's just
got his hand up. It's all good.
Yeah, but it's not working. 1 second.
Okay. I was also thinking that, something like this might be applicable to, scaling up, training its own large language model internally on everything related to, scaling up. And that's kind of, that way the search isn't going outside of the content that you're providing it. It's locking it in on that specific content.
Yeah, I've got GPTs. I've loaded a bunch of specific docs into, so when I use it, it's referencing all those materials. But I think this is on a huge scale that he's looking for. He's basically absolutely going to end up with his own large language model.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no way he's
been doing this for years, so the volume of content is ginormous, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like Tony Robbins putting out all his content and one and searching all his content. That's kind of the scale. Okay, I appreciate your help, guys. This felt very helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Good use case. Thank you for bringing it to the community. We hear these things, they percolate in our brain, and a week from now, somebody's going to be online looking at something, and this is going to be in the back of their head, and they're going to go, oh, this is what Steve was looking for. And we'll bring it back to the call the following week. So that's exactly what we're here for and what we're doing. Okay, so I don't see any other questions that are up on the board right now.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
It's Mike.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I had a problem, an audio problem. That's why I couldn't speak before. I've seen somebody doing something similar to that, but I don't know if the amount of volume was that big. And they used a tool called Searchy, They have quite a lot of videos uploaded there, and everything was able to it was able to find everything in the videos by search terms the customer gave in, and it was an online thing, so people could give in and ask it over a website, so it was possible.
It's called
I can
Searchy.
check. It's called Searchy with S. I can check for it.
So Mike,
I have it somewhere in the
Searchy,
documentation.
Searchy is an LMS solution, and they have recently rebranded as membership.io. So from searchy.io, now they are actually membership.io.
I don't know that,
And
but I
that's
know
Stu
that
McLaren's
they
company.
did something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the guy. Stu McLaren,
Yeah.
yes.
So Searchy was doing AI before, many of us were spelling AI. They were using an Amazon service that would allow you to transcribe all the video and then do a search within the video. I haven't followed up on what they're doing in the last couple of years since AI is really popping. But if they're rebranding and kind of adding more features, that could be very cool.
Yeah, I've seen them doing it, so it worked. So I don't know with what amount of volume was behind it, but they have quite some, like 1 year of content and videos they have there, and it was searchable for the exact part where it is and all the content. So maybe that's the way.
Cool. Mark.
Hey everyone. Hey Lee and Segovia and everyone else that I've met now. Hey everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late here. So the with regards to Searchy, so Stu lives about 45 minutes away from me, and so I was in his back in the day when it was a different program. So one of the things with Searchy on that topic is it's all about content aggregation and leveraging the community at large to be able to do content distribution. And so you will be part of everyone else that's on there. So if you're looking to keep your brand and everything isolated, Search is not the path to go. There's also two programs that are out there that are building out custom development solutions and to solve needs from there. So, but anyway, I'll throw that out. If anybody needs that, let me know. I don't want to dive in, take too much of the time. In terms of questions, I do have a question for the community at large. As part of my capstone and pulling that together, one of in going through a couple sales calls, there has been two requests for AI to do financial analysis on accounts receivable, accounts payable, accounting as a whole, and two subsequent questions follow up from that is how do we deal with data privacy and data security in a tool set that's open source? Obviously, I'm thinking that you would go to a local LLM with some kind of rag that would sit on top of that that's local. And I'm wondering if anybody has that experience or knows of a solution that would help in the accounting finance side, looking at bills, expenses, opportunities for savings, and stuff I don't even know anything about, that I don't even know exists. If somebody has that information, that'd be fantastic.
You could build something in AWS pretty inexpensively.
Yep.
You need your own server. Either use something internally, and you're gonna need a lot of beefy, equipment to run it, or you could build something in AWS. And again, it's more about GPUs than it is CPUs and RAM.
Right. So it's a custom solution right now. There's nothing turnkey out there.
That I know of.
Okay.
Or somebody else might know something.
Thanks, Steve.
No, yeah, I mean, for us, because we're working with patient data, right? It has to be HIPAA compliant.
Yeah.
So AWS is the solution right now.
Okay. Thanks, Andrew. Okay. All right. Just ballpark, is this like a 6-month $20,000? Is it a 2-month $100,000? Like, any idea kind of ballpark what stuff like that would look like? I have no frame of reference.
It really depends on the size of the server that you need, the amount of people hitting it. So processing you're going to use, I don't think it's anywhere near that much money at all. I mean, I hosted 400 desktops and probably 120 or so servers, and it was like 10 grand a month. But I had people working all day long in VDIs,
Right.
when
And
I
there's
was,
also the build out too of everything, right? So there's a build out and then there's a
yeah.
monthly fee structure, I would assume. So okay. All right.
If
Are
you
you
want
looking
some
to do that for
pricing,
yourself or for a customer?
Pardon me?
Are you looking to do that for yourself or for a customer?
A client has evaluated, so we went through an audit process with a client, and they've identified that they need help in analyzing their financial data, looking at, they know that there's stuff going on, but they don't have the team and resources to be able to data mine their financial activities and such. And
So do they have an ERP installed
they do, yep.
and or an
Salesforce.
accounting system? Where they at?
Yeah, it's so their ERP is Salesforce, and I don't have my notes in front of me, but I don't remember what
Okay.
this what the accounting
So
CRM system is.
Salesforce, if you have the modules installed,
Yep.
has built-in modules to do everything that you're asking already.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's no reason you should have to go out unless they can't afford to add those modules on, if they only installed some of the basic modules. But you could also dump that to a spreadsheet. And then, so I just went through this in my previous company, is that we use ERP to do it, but I think you could do it using, you could dump it to Excel and then upload that file to one of the GTTs and then ask it accounting questions. So the accounting people know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
They say, things like, how many customers do we have that are review the, and I haven't tried this, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. If you want, I'll go mess around with it, but we use, just to sort of get the view of what it would look like, we asked ChatGPT to say, evaluate this file and tell us all the customers that have, and it was a huge file, that have been more than 30 days, more than 45 days, and more than 60 days overdue on payments.
oh yeah, it does.
Overdue on payments more than 3 times in the last year.
Hmm.
And then we went and we did a report out of, just for fun, did a report out of the ERP, and GPT was right on, we have, so we do 2,100 shipments a day, every day of the week, 5 days a week. So we had a year's worth of data. You can calculate how many, but it's a shitload of shipments,
Yeah.
right? And we invoice every time we do a shipment. That's why that's important. So it's a lot of data. And it took about 2 minutes, but it was right except for 2.
Amazing. Okay, so there is ways. Okay, that's
Yeah.
Jonathan, what I'll do is I'll post in the
Mark.
community when we get to the next step, and if they
And
want
if
to
you
go
want
down that process.
if they can't get their, if they don't have enough skills to get that kind of report out,
Yep.
then holler at me and I'll connect
Yeah.
you with somebody that can
Like
find somebody to
myself
do
or
that.
John or somebody can help you out for sure. And I have somebody that can build the actual machine on AWS if you need that environment.
Oh, thank you, Jim. I knew that this was the place to come. Thank
Absolutely.
you, everyone. I'm
If
Mark,
you have Salesforce, if you have Salesforce installed, you should be able to get from Salesforce themselves or somebody like a 1-day thing to build the reports to dump it to Excel, and you
Yeah.
can do the rest yourself without building a new environment in AWS.
Yeah, they're looking for an ongoing repository that they can talk to and analyze. And the CEO, the new
Yes.
CEO of the
Mhm.
company, is very data focused, and
Mhm.
it's just a crap ton of ad hoc kind of discussions. And
Mhm.
the vision is, can we use ChatGPT like we use Perplexity on our own financial data? That's basically the concept. So
But I still
Mark.
think your best course of action is to get somebody from Salesforce, sit down and do requirements.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you could
Yep.
do that using your AI tools. You could record those requirements. You could use ChatGPT to pull the steps out and consolidate them. I've already done some of that for a company I've been playing around with. So that works. And then you just go to your Salesforce consultant and I say, I want these things and I
Yep.
want it to be published every month, every quarter. You know what I mean? Now, we had staff that could do that for our ERP, but if you don't, you can get somebody that can build this for you so it's recurring and you should be able to do it pretty cheaply.
Good to know. Okay, thank you very much. And Roger.
Mark,
Yeah.
Mark, if you guys are up for it, you look at Relevance AI. It's a low-code tool where you can build all those things, whatever solutions that you're seeking for.
Okay, thank you. I'll look into that one too.
There's a lot
Much
of solutions
appreciated.
here. I love it. It's awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Okay,
Excellent,
I'm gonna mute
excellent.
now. Thank you.
Thank you all for contribution and participation. That's what this call is about. That's what this community is about. So, excuse me, sorry for my voice today. Bring your questions here. Join the community, put them in the community. For those of you that have joined the call a little bit late, this is the Chief AI Officer Friday catch up and Q&A call. We are live streaming across multiple platforms. We are also recording this call for internal use and quality control. So now that the disclaimers are out of the way, I got something cool, which is the fun part of the call. Congratulations. We have minted several new certified chief AI officers this week. I want to give a community shout out and send community love to Elizabeth Shaw, Dawn Hargrove, Bianca Downs, and Irvin Cruz. Well done, everybody. The role and the ranks of certified chief AI officers continues to grow. I know how much effort goes into these things, and yeah, it's definitely worth getting the effort in there. Yes, Segovia, you're
Lee,
popping in.
Lee,
Sorry.
how many exactly certified chief AI officers currently we have?
It's a great question. I don't have the answer to that. I will get you back an answer on that unless Segovia has it at the tip of his magic fingers.
I don't have the answer either, but it's
Okay.
still within the headroom of the first 100.
That many?
You can never have enough. Come on. Plenty of work out there. Let's go.
Hey, Segovia, I'm still stuck at 95% in this.
Yeah, with that bug, I don't know if the bug has been resolved yet. But did you get the part where you can book a call for your capstone project, or is it stuck and it won't get you past that?
I booked the call with Chris, but we had like a 30-minute call. I don't think we really touched on the capstone really.
Yeah, it's supposed to be redirecting the calls to me. So I'll get you a link and then we can talk about that.
Cool.
I think you and I had a conversation, but we didn't cover that.
No, you and we spoke about the
A
other.
different topic.
Yeah, different topic. Did you have so much going on?
I didn't know you were actually across the finish line, so we'll get that going.
Cool, thanks.
Andrew, when you go to print your certificate, it will print 95% of it. So you won't get the whole certificate. We'll owe you that 5% when you print it out.
It'll be in black and white.
No, we'll give you the color. That's okay. That's okay. We're okay with that. Segovia, did you have something else to add or?
No, I was just giving a round
Pop
of
in.
applause.
Okay. So again, congratulations to everybody. We wish you success. We look forward to your continued participation in the community. Speaking of our community, we had a major shakeup in the leaderboard of our AI insider community. And we have, where is it here? There we go. Big shakeup this week. So Chris Lannon is now anchored at the top of the community leaderboard, and Andrew Lopez and Wayne Clayton have joined the top tier ranks. So congratulations to you all. Thank you for your contribution to the community. Thank you for your participation in the community. That's what this is all about. So if that's it, you get an attaboy. There's no other prize, but we thank you so much for your community involvement and participation. And that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. All right. I am going to dump over into a screen share here and get the rest of the goodies going on. All right. So we have two new community features that I am really excited to share with everybody. You may have seen them in the community already, but now you're going to get the real deets. So we have a section under certification called capstone projects. So a capstone project, the certification program, our Chief AI Officer certification program has sort of a MBA style component at the end of it where you have to do what's called a capstone project. And this is basically a project that you would execute and then present. So, similar to your doctoral thesis, you have to defend your doctoral thesis in front of a board of experts. Your capstone project needs to be presented and defended so that you can demonstrate knowledge and proficiency in the areas that you did your capstone project on, and in AI, generative AI in general. So we are exposing these to people in the community. They are learning opportunities, so you can watch somebody's capstone project and you can learn something from it. If you're in the certified program and the capstone project is something that's coming up for you, you can look at these as examples of capstone projects so that you can see and get a feel for what we're looking for in these, both in terms of the content and the presentation. And we'll continue to publish people's capstone projects. So that's a new section that has been added. We're excited about turning that on. This is another new and exciting benefit of being part of the Chief AI Officer community. And if you're new on the call, I'm going to tell you in a minute how to get in the community. But we now have a leadership and mentoring component inside the community. No additional cost for this. It's all part of being in the community. So myself and Terry and Chris and Christy have I don't know if we volunteered or we were voluntold, but we are now mentors in the program. And what that means is that you can, click on somebody, read about what their background is, and then you can book a call with them. So this is an easy way to look at people who have a subject matter expertise, such as Chris is really dialed in on automation and consulting, automation and workflows. So you can look at what people's topic of expertise, domain expertise is, read their biography. If you're stuck on something or you've got a problem or you got a question, you can grab some time on people's schedule. So we are volunteering our time. We are giving back to the community. That's how this community works. And this is an exciting new feature in our program where what's that show, Lifeline? I need a Lifeline call, call a friend or whatever that millionaire show is. So here's your lifelines. So if you have something that you're wrestling with, if you have something that you need some deeper expertise on something, I'm not saying that the mentors will always have all of the answers, but we're kind of like librarians, where if we don't know where the answer, if we don't have the answer, we know where to go find the answer. So I want to thank Segovia for his efforts at getting the capstone projects into the Circle community. I want to thank him for putting the mentorship program together. Segovia is really the one who drives the content and value in our Circle community and is always looking for new ways to bring value to the program for the people that are in the program. So thank you, sir, for your continued efforts at doing it. And it's something that we all, greatly benefit from. Steve, you have a question, sir?
Let me just jump in with a quick announcement off the tail of that. So one, I just want to foreshadow that next week, myself and a few other members of the leadership team will be traveling from all over the country to have a kind of powwow in the headquarters in Austin. So there will be a few less calls just based on availability. So next week, I think the Thursday call, last night we made an announcement that will not be taking place because Chris Lannon will be at a live event during that time. I think all the other calls should be able to take place. But I noticed we have Christy down here, Purdue. She's doing AI governance. So I want to announce that there is a call that will be coming up, and she's going to be opening up another track on Mondays. So starting, I believe, on the 14th, we will have another call added to the schedule where if you've got, concerns or problems that you're facing, as was the case today with anybody that raised a question, you want to focus on AI governance, Christy will be leading that call. You can find it in the calendar. Right now, it doesn't have a lot of details. We're working on that, but it's still a couple weeks out. The other thing I would just want to mention is some of the capstones. I love reviewing the capstone projects. The most recent ones are in there. There's a little bit of, I'll give you a disclaimer, there's some lorem ipsum, which is some text that doesn't, it's waiting for a little placeholder. They don't have some graphics, but I would definitely recommend if you've already watched the other capstones, check out Irvin. He's got a great one on marketing. So if you're trying to put together a go-to market strategy, there are not only, in addition to, you can watch his main presentation, but he's provided resources, an entire scaffolding of a Notion on all the processes and even all the prompts that he was using. And I think that Bianca's got a pretty fun one with the emerging readiness preparation. So if you're, or emergency, if you're like in earthquake country and you need to put together an emergency kit. So there's some interesting things about how people are using AI, whether it's in their personal life or at work. And you can definitely draw some exciting aha moments out of that and decide, hey, that's something I could use. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, interesting use cases. My brother is connected to FEMA tangentially as an outside contractor. But he was sharing with me some of the things that, FEMA's using AI for in the situation that's happening in North Carolina and in the South, having to do with the hurricane in terms of, asset allocation and prioritization and things like that. So our community continues to grow with content in Circle. And again, thanks to Segovia for that. I would like to remind everybody about our Chief AI Officer affiliate program. This is a way for you to actually get your own certificate paid for. So if you recommend people to the program and they sign up for the certificate program, you can get 30% revenue share on that. Do that a couple of times and your own certificate is paid for. Do it even more times and you're net ahead. You're making money. So the affiliate program is live. We have people that are getting some great success with it already. It doesn't mean you have to go out there and be pushy or salesy. You all have communities that you're in. You all have contacts that talk about the program with people that share your experience, share your passion, put it across there and get people to become a part of it. So the affiliate program is great. We also have the next challenge. So we do a challenge, a 3-day free challenge. Many of you have been on the challenge. If you're new on this call, we do a 3-day free challenge. And then, yes. So Mark, in terms of your question about sending out the affiliate link actually does go to the page that you're looking at on your screen right now. So the challenge is the top of our sales funnel, and the affiliate link that you have takes people here so they can sign up for the free 3-day challenge. And then once they sign up for the 3-day challenge, they go to the next page, which is basically, hey, thanks for signing up for the 3-day challenge. Here's an upgrade to the VIP, and that's the AI Insider program. So for people who don't know what's in the AI Insider program, you can learn about it by signing up for the challenge and then coming to this page. You can also just go to chiefaiofficer.com/learn-more. And this shows you what you get. So this is all the cool stuff that's in our community. You get a free 14-day trial, and basically you get access to everything that's in our community, absolutely everything, with the exception of the certification program itself. The 3-day challenge, day 1, intro to generative AI, day 2, crafting your AI strategy, day 3, opportunities for you. We also have a Saturday session that's now been added on. So the tools that Chris talks about in the challenge on days 1, 2, and 3, he does a deeper dive on those for a couple of hours on Saturday. So it's kind of turned into a 4-day challenge. Again, we just love adding value and keeping up for this. Andy, thanks for signing up to be an affiliate. Look forward to working with you. If anybody has any questions about the affiliate program, I'm the one who manages that. reach out to me inside the community or send an email to lee@chiefaiofficer.com, and we'll be happy to set you up with that. So why am I bringing up the affiliate program and the challenge? Because we've got a great window of opportunity between now and the 14th of October to promote the upcoming challenge. So again, your affiliate link will take people to the challenge sign up page. Sorry, go back here. So this is where we start people. The affiliate link will take them here. They'll drop in. They'll have the opportunity to sign up for the AI Insider program. Then they get to go to the challenge. And the affiliate link cookie is good for 90 days. So if you recommend somebody, they come in, they do the challenge, they join the Insider program or not. If they purchase the certification program within 90 days of their entry into our system, you will get compensated for that because it is a sales process. It is a process. People have to learn about the program. They like coming into the community and engaging with us and learning about what we do. And again, we're the cool kids. So those are going on. Challenge coming up, affiliate opportunity. You do not have to be an AI insider or in the certificate program to participate in the affiliate program. Again, you do not have to be in the AI Insider program or in our certificate program. We would like you to be. Definitely, we would love you to be, but it is not a requirement. So if you would like to participate in the affiliate program, rather, that's open to everybody. All right. Any questions, comments on the upcoming challenge or the affiliate program? Mark, 90 days, why so short?
That's pretty standard across the programs.
Sorry. Okay, not a problem. Happy to answer that offline with you, Mark. We're finding that timeline works. If that needs to be extended on a case-by-case basis, it certainly can be. So, anybody have any other questions about the affiliate program or the challenge that's coming? Even if you've already done a challenge, it is refreshed every month. It is live every month. It is not some evergreen recording that we're just putting out there. So if you've been through it before, I like going through it again. A, I have to, I'm one of the moderators, but B, there's I pick up some golden nuggets along the way. There's some new things that get added that are always worth my time to invest. So if you've done it, again, we've got a lot of content. We've got the challenge.
My recommendation is, you do it the first time and you're like, whoa, fire hosed with info, learn a ton of stuff. Second time, if you do it again, you're probably going to say, all right, now I'm picking up things that I didn't even hear the first time round. And, by the time you hit your lap 3 or 4, you should probably be going, I could teach this and I could make some money teaching this, whether it's inside my company or as a consultant or what have you. I want to also say this is going to be our biggest challenge that we've ever done, both in terms of the number of affiliates that we have that are promoting it, the groundswell of just the fact that we've been doing this. This will be our 8th one. Our ad spend and our budget is also probably, if not doubled, maybe tripled in this go around. And in order to fulfill more demand, we're doing some experimentation with this challenge, which means we're doing a morning and an evening track because we have calls that are 5 days a week, and we've got some of them that are like middle of the day, in the morning, early, and then we've got late, 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific. So we're now going to do an experimentation, and there will be 2 tracks, which means both myself and Chris and anybody else that are participating. There'll actually be a morning track at our usual time. I say morning in Seattle Pacific time. It'll be like 9 a.m. or no, wait, it's noon. It's noon my time Pacific. 3 p.m. Eastern is when it starts. And now there'll be a second track that runs at the 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So both Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 3 days, we're going to run simultaneously 2 different tracks so that the audience that just can never make it, because we see a lot of trends between people that only make it to call number 1, or they missed call 1 and 2 and they only meant to call 3. We want to make sure that we can get everybody through. So as a reference to that, if you're just even talking to somebody and they say they can't make it, there's new opportunities there. So hopefully that will help get more people through the experience.
Okay. Thank you, Segovia. And for those of you that don't know who Segovia is, he is our Chief Operating Officer, and he also runs our Tuesday prompting essentials call. So he's part of the team, and Mark is calling Segovia the Candyman because of all the goodies that he gives away on the challenge. Nishu has a good question. What's going to be next after the challenge? So if you go through the challenge and you would like to sign up for the certification program, you can do that. There will be a special price offered on day 3 of the challenge for our certification program, which is normally $9,950. So there will be a special offer during the challenge, and that offer will be available all week of the challenge. If you're not ready to do that, then we invite you to join our AI Insider program. Again, there's a 14-day free trial. You get access to the community, which I'm going to show a little bit more when I get back on my screen share. And it's a great way to connect with people, to see what's going on in our community, to get comfortable with the level of content that's being shared. And we're not talking about rocket science stuff here. That's not machine learning. It's not computer science. It's application of generative AI tools and technology in helping businesses solve problems. That's what we're focused on. So join the community, check it out. As Segovia said, some people do multiple challenges just to get comfortable with it and see what the direction of the program is. We do the challenge about once a month. So we'll do this one on October 14th. There'll be one in November. There'll be one in December. And if you have any further questions, reach out to me directly, please. Lee at chiefaiofficer.com. Happy to answer your questions in email or jump on a call, however we can help you. Okay? Is that a good answer? All right. Does anybody else have any questions before I dive back into my agenda? Wow, not a lot of time left. Okay. We may go over today, just based on I would like to get through my agenda. If you need to dump off at the top of the hour, I understand that. We want to respect everybody's time. I'm probably going to go through and hit everything on my agenda just so it's in the recording. That way, if you need to bail out and you want to catch the end of the call and catch the stuff that wasn't there, it'll be in the insider community, and you can definitely get to it there. Okay, so we talked about the challenge. We talked about the affiliate program. Oh, I'm sorry. Next on the agenda are wins. So we'd like to share wins of the week. So who's got a win that they would like to share? Raj, I'm going to call you out because I saw you posted something where you're going to be moderating a panel at a conference or something. Can you tell us about that? Because that's a big win, buddy.
So on Wednesday call with Steve Wayne, I have told about it. So quickly recap. So basically what happened, 1 month ago, I told you I attended an event, and then I got to flew to that particular summit, which was last week. So basically in the summit, I didn't get to print my card on time. So I was going there with an open mind, says like, can I get like just 5 people that I can connect to out of 300 people? So the first person that I actually met over that summit was the first person is actually Nishu. So Nishu is currently on the call today. And then the next person that I actually met is the guy who was having a booth, and his booth was Microsoft Office, Microsoft Dynamics 365, and Microsoft Copilot. So the booth at that time was like empty. I said, okay, I want to go and speak to this guy. I went inside. And then when I was coming back, that guy actually called me and he said, Raj, I wanted to meet you and talk to you. The thing is, my clients are asking for AI, and I have no idea what is it all about. Can you come over and help and consult my clients and do this for me, right? So that was a huge aha moment for me. And then I spoke to him. So basically, he's looking into getting into the mid markets, which is between $5 million to $10 million clients who has a budget of 10% of that, which our engagement could be anything between $15,000 to $25,000. And my thing was like, oh my God, such companies exist in India, such opportunities exist in India. So that was a huge for me. And so now back to Nishu. So basically, I spoke to her, and she has a marketing masters in marketing masters in London, and she does have a lot of experience in marketing. So when I wanted to speak to her and see how we can collaborate, so what she was more interested in is I'm bringing her in as one of the person in charge of the Bangalore city. So Bangalore city is basically the Silicon Valley of India. So it's a huge place that we should have a presence. So moving forward, the idea is to have presence in the major 5 cities in India for the chief AI officers. Once that's complete, then I am going to concentrate on getting place another chief AI officer on the major cities on the Asia, starting maybe with Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and maybe Dubai kind of a thing. So those are the plans that I'm having. And guess what, Lee? Because of just one meeting that I attended last week and last month.
That's all it takes. Raj, congratulations. Thank you for representing us and our brand and our community and taking that message to a very important part of the world. So we deeply, deeply appreciate everything that you do for us. And as I've said before on this call, all you got to do is talk about it, and it's like moths coming to the light. It's people will gravitate to you, and if you can just, if you can string some words together and have an articulate conversation with somebody, you're going to get a win. Jonathan, shout out to you. Excellent on getting your first contract. You have been a part of our community for a month, 2 months,
No,
No,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
4 weeks. Okay.
Not even 4 weeks.
So
So I did the last challenge was the start, which was 2.5 weeks ago.
all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, someone who was taking massive action joined our community less than a month ago or about a month ago and has already signed a paying customer contract. This stuff works. Steve, what's up, my friend?
I sent out 260 plus emails to certified and non-certified scaling up coaches yesterday, and I have 6 appointments already, and it's a Jewish holiday. So I don't know what's going to happen, but out of nowhere, I got two leads that are scaling up on top of it all. So it's working.
Amazing, amazing, awesome,
So
awesome.
Steve, I'll connect with you offline, but I'm forming a new company with some guys, and I want to see how you did that.
Okay, sure.
I'll connect with you offline, not today, but maybe next week.
Yep.
So I have one big win.
Yeah, one second, Andy. I just want people to realize what just happened. Jonathan, Steve, hooking up outside the context of this call to work on something together. It happens all the time. It happened we had a call for the fellows this morning, and 2 of the fellows hooked up on something. So being in this community is exposing you to opportunities where you can work on stuff with other people in the community. Go ahead, Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah, so one big win is I'm pushing for an initiative within the organization of Dr. Genius, my company, to optimize, current SOP processes and bring in automation on specific workflows. And going through the AI officer certification, it's given me the roadmap. I've since this week have gotten buy-in from the stakeholders, which obviously include myself, but my brothers as well. They're partners of mine, and some additional individuals on the board. So we're starting to get, the wheels turning there. And then through that analysis, I kind of wrapped up last night on the benefit just on the implementation alone in regards to retention and new revenue. So for the company, it's projected of about, with new revenue and retention of about 1 million to 1.4 million per year in savings and additional revenue. Now, taking that further and looking at additional opportunities, we found an opportunity to take our monthly billing from about, let's say between 60 to 90,000 in new billing to over $600,000 in new billing per month. So, these are just, taking some nuggets, finding them, and keep just, going down those rabbit holes. Just don't be afraid of going down the rabbit holes, because there's some nuggets at the end of them. And that's just, by being part of the community and taking what I've learned and applying it and finding those nuggets when I'm going down those rabbit holes.
Awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so happy to hear you share that. Thank you. For those of you that monthly recurring revenue, it's mailbox money. It's, the saying is, if your business only makes money when you're awake, your business owns you. If your business makes money while you're sleeping, you own your business. So recurring revenue models are really, really important in a business. And the key thing for them is, when you're looking to sell your business, if you have a significant recurring revenue component, your valuation is much, much higher, because then you can start getting valued at multiples of that recurring revenue. So, well, Andrew, it's great to hear about the additional million in, savings and, some top line generation. But where you're really, really going to see the advantages play out is in the bump in your recurring revenue. And you'll see that during, you know, in real time, and you'll see that when you're looking to exit. So really, really well done. That's a big thing to focus in on. So congratulations to everybody on that. All right, so we're coming up on the top of the hour. I am going to continue the call. I will go through the rest of my agenda. We haven't talked about the calls in our community that happened this week. I'm going to go over those. We haven't talked about news in the AI community. I'm going to go over those. So probably another 20 minutes, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. If you're here and you want to hang out, that's great. If you need to bounce out, I appreciate and respect your time. Have a great weekend. I appreciate everybody who's joined us today, both people that are in the community and people that are joining us for the first time on our call. The recording will include me rambling on for another 20 or 30 minutes or so, with the rest of the things that are on my agenda item. And the real reason I'm doing my agenda item is because I prepped for it last night. So I'm going to deliver everything that I prepped for. So
Haley, would you mind switching the news cycle around so that we hit the news highlights and then we can go through the weekly review?
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I know people come here for the news stuff. So,
Not to say that the stuff that was going on in our community isn't newsworthy. There's a lot of exciting things we covered in this week's weekly calls. So
okay, so why do we summarize and highlight some news for you folks on this call? Because it's a fire hose. There's a fire hose of data that's out there. So we try to curate some of the big points and bring that to you. So I'm going to throw some links in here. And the first one that's up. All right, so Sam Altman is the head of OpenAI. If you don't watch Sam, or you haven't read Sam or listened to some of his interviews, he's a really, really bright guy. The really cool thing about Sam is that the things that he talks about happen. He's able to see around the corners and see what's coming. This article talks about why Sam's predictions matter, and he's talking about, the coming of the intelligence age, and how that's going to be impacting all of us as things go forward. And the big thing is, when Sam was talking about some of his earlier things, in 2020 and 2021, people kind of weren't really ready to hear it yet, and they weren't able to contextualize it, as Segovia likes to say. But what he's talking about now, we're at a point where we do need to be hearing it, and we do need to be planning for it. People need to think about the reality of a world where we have intelligence on demand, and it gets smarter every day. and we can reasonably predict 1 or 2 years out what these models are going to be capable of. Again, the AI tools that we're using today, they are the worst AI tools you will ever use in your life. All right. Things are just going to keep getting better going forward. And the acceleration curve, if you think it's been pretty wild so far, I'm hearing and reading that, that curve is going to continue. You have, Sam Altman and others in the industry going to the White House saying that we need to build 5 gigawatt data centers in order for the delivery and support of on-demand intelligence anywhere. And just to put that in context, 5 gigawatts, that means it's consuming 5 gigawatts of power, and you're looking at basically 5 nuclear reactors worth of power to power just one of these data centers. So the AI community is going to the White House and going to the government and saying, hey, we need some massive, major infrastructure build out to support the trajectory that we're on with these models, and to be able to keep going and to keep ahead of others in the world, specifically China, in the new AI race that's on. So listen to Sam, check out what he has to say, and yeah, Skynet, here we go. All right. The next news, which I found interesting, is that this week Governor Newsom in California vetoed a major AI safety bill. Now, California is one of those states that likes to get in and, you know, I don't want to use the word regulate, but regulate is the word. And because we don't have any kind of real large industry regulation happening in the AI community coming from the federal government, that's a good thing and a bad thing. The states are starting to do this. So there was a bill that was put forward about it would have required large AI companies to implement stringent security measures on the AI models. And he argued that the bill would hinder innovation. It would give a false sense to security. He basically wanted to make sure, or the bill wanted there to be a kill switch in there. The AI industry was kind of against this bill, so it's not a surprise that it got vetoed. But just be aware, AI is roaring down the road, and our legislation, our laws, and how we're going to put guardrails around these environments are still questions to be answered. And does that happen at the state level? Does it happen at the federal level? Does it not happen at all? And it's just a free capitalist environment. So yes, Mark, do remember to say please and thank you to the large language models. So this is something California kind of leads on, this kind of an agenda. The bill got surfaced and it got knocked down. That doesn't mean they're done with it, but that's what happened. Just something to keep an eye on. Speaking of laws and regulations, I'm going to throw this in there. The next topic we have is something we need to be aware of as we are in our own business and as we are working with clients. So the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is taking action against companies that are promoting AI tools for fake reviews, fake lawyer services, and fake schemes for making money. Specifically, they cracked down on a company called Do Not Pay, Ascend, e-commerce empire builders. You can look at it in the article if you're interested. So the FTC is also involved in voice AI and disclaimers that are required when you're using AI agents that have voice and you're engaging with clients or prospective clients, and disclaimers that need to be made around that to let people know that, hey, this isn't a human, and this data may be getting captured. So the FTC is watching. This is kind of the first real action that they've taken in the AI space, but I'm sure that it won't be the last. So be aware, of these kind of issues, again, in your own business and when you're working with clients. AI compliance and policies are important. In my book, they are number two behind AI literacy. So when you're working with a client, AI literacy is the number one, and then policies and compliance is number two before we do anything else in the organization, making sure that we're being compliant with rules and regulations that are out there and that might be coming up again. This is a fun one. This is in LinkedIn. There's always commentary in various communities about whether AI detectors work or not. It's generally acknowledged that they don't, and that that they just don't. This was an interesting post from Christopher Penn, and he's the chief data scientist at trustinsights.ai. He took the Declaration of Independence and ran it through an AI detector, and the AI detector said it was 97.75% AI generated. So we know that the Declaration of Independence was not generated by AI. Key takeaway, AI detectors are worthless, that they're not something that is anything you can rely on. If you're writing content, I run content through 2 or 3 different AI detectors occasionally, just to kind of see which way the content's leaning. Sometimes I'll get consensus and they'll all give me results that sort of line up. Other times this one says, nope, definitely human. This one says, nope, definitely AI. And I'm like, okay, thanks for not helping. So just this comes up periodically, and it's an item of interest in today's call. Maybe we will have a revised version of the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or any of the other important founding documents of our republic, but I don't think it's happening anytime too soon. The last item in the news is Cloudflare. So Cloudflare is a large content delivery network, and Cloudflare is now offering an AI audit, which are tools to let website owners analyze and control how their content is being used by AI models. So we all know now that all the large language models were built on all the content on the internet, with no compensation or attribution to the people that made that content. Cloudflare is now helping to provide tools to people who own websites with content on it to be able to understand and block and control to some degree how creators can protect and defend against bots that are out there constantly scarfing up data all over the place. I believe this is actually something that they're offering in their free level of services. So Cloudflare does offer a really robust suite of tools that are available for free. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not promoting Cloudflare. I do use them and have used them for years, and all my clients are on the Cloudflare environment. Mark Garrett, love Cloudflare. Yes, we do. So they do all kinds of great things. But this is new, and this is them being on the front edge, since they have a massive amount of the internet's traffic going through their systems. They're able to offer these kind of tools to help creators and publishers and content developers have some say over whether your stuff is getting hoovered up by the big AI bots. All right, so that's kind of all I had for news, a couple of legal things, AI checker, Sam Altman, bright guy, good guy to follow. Interesting to watch some of his interviews when he's on podcasts and things like that. So again, he's got the ability to see around corners. He's been right on what he's envisioned and pronounced as things that are coming. I'm not to say he's an oracle, but he's been right and is definitely somebody who's worth listening to.
Lee, what I would like to add regarding Sam Altman is what I'm concerned is his senior leadership members are leaving in droves. So that is something kind of I'm a little bit concerned. What's happening inside there that is making these people all leave the company?
It's an excellent point, Raj. So AI has been
Yep. AI implementation.
OpenAI has been in the news massively this week. It started out earlier in the week with this article that Sam wrote on his website, talking about the future of AI. OpenAI did a massive fundraising event this week where they raised $6.7 billion, which is really just a drop in the bucket. And
Again, what I'm concerned is Apple
again,
also supposed to be investing, but they pulled out in the last minute. Why?
yes, Apple was supposed to invest, and to Raj's point, that their chief technology officer and some other people in OpenAI have recently departed this week. So Sam's spent the second half of this week doing damage control and, having to talk about, what's going on and why people are leaving. There is lots and lots of speculation out there about what's going on. The Marketing AI Institute, which is where this link comes from, I've shared with you previously. The gentleman who runs this is named Paul Reitzer. He has been following the AI space intently for the past 11 or 12 years. He is intimately familiar with who all the key players are and has great insight as to what it means when somebody leaves company X, or what it means when somebody from company X goes to company Y. So if you want, check out the podcast. They do a podcast every week. It's available on their website. They talk about everything that happened at OpenAI this week, and he provides some insight into, what's going on. It's a deeper topic than I really have time to dive into. But yes, a lot of turmoil and upheaval and some significant wins in terms of the amount of money they raised this week. But yes, we need to watch what's happening at OpenAI. They're also transitioning from their original business model, which was as a nonprofit organization, to a for-profit organization. And that's going to be a messy transition, probably going to take them a year or two to make that whole transition. They were set up as a nonprofit originally back when the company was founded, and then they kind of developed a for-profit segment under that nonprofit, and now they want to bring the whole thing to for-profit. So yeah, lots of things going on in the world at OpenAI. Raj, thanks for bringing that up. Deeper dive, but the always fascinating to see what's going on there. All right, let me drop back to some of the video calls that happened this week, and I'll breeze through these. And again, thank you for everybody who's hanging on and hanging in with me. Part of this call, we do want to sort of do a highlight summary of the calls that happened during the week. Sometimes we don't get a chance to catch them all, and this is a great way of knowing what happened on that call and whether it's something that you may want to go back and visit. So the Monday call was, oops, sorry, that's the Tuesday call. Monday call. I just see Segovia everywhere. All right. The Monday call is our real world AI tools and use cases call. Segovia guest hosted this call on Monday, and he spent a good amount of time talking about the Arc web browser. And somebody mentioned Arc earlier on in this call today. So Arc is a replacement for Chrome, Edge, Firefox. It's got some unique concepts. They sort of rethought and redesigned what the web browser is. One of the biggest changes, instead of having tabs across the top of the screen, they've got tabs that go down the left side of the screen. And please reshare the link. OpenAI. Okay, something else going on there. All right, so Arc, there's a lot of AI that's baked into Arc. So if you're not happy with your current browser environment, or you just want to stay on the front edge and learn about what else is going on out there, the Arc browser offers some different ways, very highly customizable. It lets you have spaces. So here's my workspace, here's my personal space, or here's my client A space, my client B space, or my project A space, or my project B space. And then all your tabs and settings and profiles and everything are organized underneath that. There's some AI features that are baked into it. And if you'd like to learn more about the Arc browser, it is arc.net. And Segovia also shared the ARC folder. I guess this is from ARC themselves, and I'll throw this in the link. Looks like they've got some intro videos. There's a whole in-depth tutorial on using ARC. And then there's another whole tutorial in here as well. So if you want to learn about ARC, you can check out these videos, see if it's something that might make sense for you to add into your tool stack, or maybe replace something else that you're already using. I will also mention that I brought up Wavebox. This is not a browser replacement, but this is a sort of a desktop replacement. While Arc and Chrome and Firefox let you organize different things that you're doing online in tabs, Wavebox lets you actually bring apps, desktop apps. So Microsoft Word or Excel or Slack, or things that you run in apps on your desktop, you can bring that into the Wavebox environment. And then you've got a bar on the side, and you can just real easily switch between all the different tools that you're using, and it's in one place, and it does great memory management and all those kind of things. Again, not an affiliate. I've been using it for a number of years. They've got a lot of AI baked into it now. So again, just as Segovia has said, if you can save 7 seconds here and 7 seconds there in your process and what you're doing, it definitely adds up and is beneficial. Tuesday's call, this is the Prompting Essentials call with Segovia, our COO. And on Tuesday's call, we had a deeper dive kind of overview of Prompt Vault. So if you are on this call and you don't know what Prompt Vault is, it's a great tool that we developed internally and decided that this is too good not to share with our community. So it is a benefit that you get for free being in our AI Insider program, and Prompt Vault lets you organize and categorize your prompts. But the really, really neat thing about Prompt Vault, and I'll do a quick screen share thing here, is that you can use Prompt Vault to optimize your prompt. So if you're building a new prompt, you can use Prompt Vault to optimize it. But you can also, as you're working on a prompt or as you've built a prompt, you can run the prompt right from within Prompt Vault. So you don't have to like build your prompt in Notepad or some other app and then bring it over into the model and then run it in the model and then fine tune it and keep bouncing back and forth. So within Prompt Vault, you get to run it across all these different models, and it happens right inside Prompt Vault, so you can really fine tune what's going on. It also allows you to share prompts. It's got all kinds of great, great features. So check out Prompt Vault. Segovia has put his life into this product, and it's was covered on the call Tuesday, taking a deeper dive into what Prompt Vault is all about. I also wanted to share, this is a fun little tidbit from Segovia this week. So if you've been on any calls that we've had, or anything that Segovia has been involved with, you know that he's really keen on metaphors and breaking down complex concepts into a, explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader. So Thanksgiving's coming up. I think he mentioned this. You're going to be sitting at the table, and Grandma or Uncle Joe's going to ask, so what's AI and why do you want to be a chief AI officer and things like that. So he actually created this little metaphor generator so you can put in a term, like AI, and the context is tech, and the audience is let's say middle school kids, and the style, let's go simple, and the length, fine, 200, and the example type, let's go with what the default is here, and we can run it, and it's going to come back with an explanation of, a simple metaphor to help understand AI. Just think of it as a virtual gardener. Okay, don't know if I would have used a gardener to explain AI to my grandmother, but there you go. So just a fun little thing that Segovia did, but again, a real use case example. I've got this complex topic. I need to break it down and explain it to this kind of a target audience. Help me do that. Bingo. Great prompt. Wednesday's call. Wednesday was our call led by another fellow in the program, Wayne Clayton. Wayne owns an agency. Wayne is out there making business happen and bringing that back to us in real time on his weekly calls. So if you are a consultant or coach and you're looking to add AI services to the people that you serve, if you're looking to become a consultant or a coach and get into that space, this is what the Wednesday call is all about. And he talked about a lot of things. This topic really resonated with me. People first, AI second, and I'll come back to that in a minute. There were wins that were announced during Wayne's call. Karen was accepted as a new score mentor. Terrence made some LinkedIn connections. Raj talked about a win that he had. Mark talked about a win. Kim talked about a win. So again, these calls are sharing, they're interactive, they're not just talking head, teaching a concept. This is us coming together as a community, sharing our wins, learning from each other, and adding 1 + 1 and getting 5 out of it. So I want to just talk about the people first, AI second component, because this is something that's really near and dear to me. There are a lot of people are really worried about AI, displacing workers, replacing jobs, and there's going to be disruption. Okay. It's not happening as fast as they said it would happen, but as the models get bigger and larger and better, this is something that personally I'm really, really leaning into. So I'm not promoting myself here, but I do want to share that I've recently relaunched. So I had a digital marketing agency for 23 years. I've relaunched my brand as eMedia AI, and we are focused on helping small, medium-sized business owners improve their employees' work life using AI. This isn't about life balance, life work balance. This is about focusing on what's happening in the workplace and how do we make people, enjoy their job better, have uh, a better experience, be more productive, be more energetic. The benefits to the business owner, there's all kinds of benefits of having a more engaged and happier team working for you, and those benefits go straight to the bottom line. But this is something that I'm really leaning into, and it's framing it AI driven, people focused. This is the approach that I'm coming at it from. And so I just wanted to share this and show this real quick, that reinforcing what Wayne talked about on his call Wednesday about, being people focused first and then AI second. I also just wanted to share real quick for people who are in the program. I'm using Prompt Vault as a lead magnet. Feel free to do this on your own. You don't have to get permission from Chief AI Officer or anything like that. I'm not promoting this as my own app, but it is a great lead magnet. Stop keeping your prompts on sticky notes. Click here to get it. People come to this on my page. They can get Prompt Vault for free. And when they sign up, there's a little form that gets filled out. This dumps them automatically into my HubSpot account. So now I know who's asking for this. I know somebody's interested in Prompt Vault. Gee, they might be interested in other things in the world of AI. This dumps it into my HubSpot account, and then they get an email with my link to sign up for their own Prompt Vault account. So just a quick demonstration of what I'm doing. Feel free to visit my site and look at what I'm doing in terms of messaging. If the people first message resonates with you, feel free to take a look at what I'm doing and model it, whatever, to help in the messaging that you're doing. But to me, this is one of the most important things that I can do in my involvement with AI is make sure that the focus stays on people. If somebody comes to me and says, "Hey Lee, I'm looking to replace 500 people in my call center with AI," sorry, you're not my client. You're not somebody I want to work with. We're not aligned. And that's just not going to happen. So that is the call that Wayne had on Wednesday. He also went into prospecting techniques, talked about multiple touch points and engaging with cold leads, something that he's been mentioning in previous calls. I know that we're coming up at the bottom of the hour, and I am wrapping up here. So the last call that happened was another fellow, Chris Lannon, and he is running our workflow call on Thursdays, and this is about workflows and automation. We've been focusing lately on building and executing things in Make. Make.com is the platform that has been chosen as an easier to use. Make is, you may have heard, low code, no code. It's one of those kind of platforms. It's a visual builder, so you can click and drag and connect things together. Chris used Make and GPT, a custom GPT, for an email capture verification process. Where would you use this? You would use this in any application where you want to make sure you're getting valid email addresses, and that's important for what's called data hygiene. So if you haven't heard the expression data hygiene, we all have personal hygiene, but there's also data hygiene, which is keeping your data clean and making sure it's valid. People move, they change jobs, email addresses, all those kind of things are constantly being changed. So Chris's tool is a great application of using AI, custom GPT, using Make, putting it together, and getting an end result of validated emails. We also spent a good part of the end of the call on Thursday having a group discussion about the value people are extracting from this particular call that we're doing on Thursdays? Are there different directions that we need to go in? Are there things that we need to amplify? Are there things that we need to back off of? Kind of, what's the temperature of the community on the call, and how can we make that better? So just a demonstration of us being a people-driven organization, our members, our students, everybody that's here on the call, you guys drive what we talk about. You guys drive when we have calls. We've adjusted schedules to accommodate people in the past, and we're constantly looking for ways to improve what we do. So if you have comments, if you have suggestions, reach out to us. We're ears open always on how we can do things better and make things better for everybody. It's the bottom of the hour. I appreciate everybody who stayed on. I appreciate people who left a half hour ago and are catching my last part of the call here on the recording. I appreciate you all. I know how valuable your time is. I appreciate you spending a slice of it on the call with us today. I'm happy to take any questions on anything that I covered. Tina, is there anything in chat that we did not get covered? If anybody does have something in chat that wasn't answered or answered to your satisfaction, please let me know. We're all good. All right. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the extended overtime. If you're new here, welcome. Please come back and join us and engage with us and become a part of our community. I want to wish a wonderful weekend to everybody. And again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week. Be well.